What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to Psychologically Gaming. In today's episode of Psychologically Gaming, we're going to be diving into the psychology of Solaire of Astora. Now, one of you guys mentioned underneath, I think it was one of my more recent Soulsborne Academy Psychologically Gaming videos that I did, where there wasn't enough psychology in the video, which I completely understand. Thank you guys for pointing it out to me, and I'll do my best to put more psychological tidbits and comparisons and just information in general into the videos. So thank you so much for letting me know about that. And I had to double check, and I couldn't believe that I didn't do a Psychologically Gaming on Solaire of Astora. So we're going to dive into that. I'm really excited. But first thing I want to mention is the psychology of the sun. Sunlight has repeatedly been found to boost positive moods, dampen negative moods, and diminish tiredness. Anything that alters our moods can affect our behavior. Happy people are more favorably disposed to one another, and accordingly, people are more helpful when the sun is out. Just keep that in mind when we're talking about Solaire of Astora. Solaire is a warrior of sunlight who is determined to find his very own sun. His faith is upstanding and unwavering, and all holy symbols on Solaire's belongings were painted by himself. Solaire claims to be an adherent of the Lord of Sunlight. His incredible prowess is attributed to training with high-quality equipment, and despite the holy symbols on his equipment, neither Solaire nor his possessions are blessed or enchanted. His attempts to find his own sun led him through Anor Londo, Blighttown, the Tomb of Giants, Lost Izalith, and when he goes to Lost Izalith, Solaire may become paralyzed by the sunlight maggot, a creature known to emit a blinding light when worn on the head. When he finds this maggot, Solaire goes insane, claiming the maggot was the sun he was searching for and attacks the chosen undead on sight. Where do we even begin? There are so many things about Solaire that are incredibly sad, that are incredibly just heartbreaking about this character. So let's start off with the first line here. I was going over some of this when I was, making my notes for this video, and what stuck out to me, one of the things that stuck out to me was that Solaire is a person who wants to find his very own sun, which could be attributed to the fact that he might have depression or that he wants to just find his own happiness. Another thing that I noticed is that Solaire becomes paralyzed by the sunlight maggot because he thinks this is the very thing that's supposed to make me happy. He thinks this is the sun. Another thing that stood out to me was that he attempts to find the sun in Anor Londo, Blighttown, the Tomb of Giants, Lost Izalith. This is him in his attempt to try to find happiness in possibly all the wrong places, searching and searching for that happiness in different locations, beating giants, beating, these different undead. It's really interesting to see how trying to find the sunlight is trying to find happiness. It's interesting how in this game, trying to find your happiness is equated with either finding your humanity or finding the sun. Another thing that also stood out to me where it said Solaire claims to be an adherent to the Lord of Sunlight, even though none of his equipment or him are blessed or enchanted, which that in and of itself is a delusion of grandeur. And that's basically where you can't tell the difference between what is reality and what is not reality. Delusions of grandeur, actually one of the more common ones for people to have, of where people, some believe that they have more wealth, more power, more stature, or more grandiose traits than what they actually have. So this in and of itself is classified as a delusion of grandeur, where Solaire believes that he is imbued with just this power from the Lord of Sunlight, even though none of his weapons, not even he, is blessed with that power. His weapons aren't blessed or enchanted. He's not blessed or enchanted. There's a quote from Solaire of Astora that is pretty prevalent in the situation, of where he states that, "Hello there, forgive me, I was just pondering about my poor future. I did not find my own sun, not in Anor Londo." This is very, very particular, because Anor Londo, if you guys know, when we kill Guinevere, the sun goes away. It's just a facade. You have this character who's looking for his own happiness, for his own sun, and he can't find it because everywhere is dark. And that goes back again to the sun quote that I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, of where having no sun, it dampens the moods. Having sun around you, it's something that brightens your day and makes your mood brighter and boosts your energy levels and makes people happier to work, happier to do things. And when you see this poor character character, you know, basically saying, I'm going to praise the sun. I'm going to, you know, praise my happiness. I'm going to praise the abundance that I want to have in my life, and yet doesn't find it because he's looking in all of the places that the sun has disappeared. So he makes the sun for himself in his clothing, in his armor, and these delusions of grandeur of telling undead where, you know, he's like, well, I am part of the Lord of Sunlight. I am imbued with all of this power. And he lies. He lies about it to make himself feel better. This, at the end of the day, is a character that I feel like when you interact with him and you read his lore and you go through what the character actually is, you feel really bad for him. You feel sad for Solaire. You guys, that was it for this episode of Psychologically Gaming. Be sure to praise the sun and let me know what you like about Solaire of Astora the best. I have to say, when I was playing Dark Souls for the first time, I didn't know that this character was a good guy, so I killed him. Because I didn't know. Okay, I did. Listen, I can feel you guys staring at me in the comments section, all right? Because keep that glare down. But also let me know down in the comments below who you want me to discuss next for Psychologically Gaming. Keep in mind, I don't do any other types of game characters. I only do characters that are in Souls and Souls-like games, considering that's what my niche is in. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what kind of characters you want, and I will see what I can do to put those in any kind of episode for Psychologically Gaming. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every weekday here on YouTube. But may you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.